Hey everyone, XMad490 here, and welcome back to vlogging time. So I'm gonna try and make this as quick as possible. Alright, here we go. Xbox One, I'm gonna get it within 2 years because there are basically 6.5, because I'm sort of iffy on Quantum Break, but there are 6.5 games I'm quite interested in, and here we go, listing them. First, I guess in order of when they came out. Halo Master Chief Collection, don't really have to explain that, Halo is basically a classic, and I hear that Halo 4's got a really good story, and now they're mostly remastered quite well. So that sounds really good, with the 60 frames per second and all that good stuff. Then there's Sunset Overdrive, which sounds like a lot of fun, even though most of its humor is like, hey, references, look at that, isn't that a thing? But sure, it's like corny, but I kind of like that sort of humor. It's, like I like the humor in Minions. It's just, hey, it's a reference thing, and now you didn't expect that, it's pretty funny. But yeah, and besides that, there's also of course, the gameplay with the rail grinding and shooting these radioactive soda zombies craziness with the silly weapons and all that. Sounds like a lot of fun. And then there's Forza Horizon 2, which, more of a simple thing, but it is in a sandbox, and it's got a really good soundtrack, I hear, with a good radio thing. So sounds like a lot of more subdued fun, but just exploring, getting points for doing some stunts and all that. So sounds quite good. And then there's Rare Replay, which as I mentioned before, has a lot of these games. It's a really good deal. Just $30 for all these Rare games, even though some would have to be downloaded. But I'm quite interested in a few, like I guess Viva Pinata, Jet Force Gemini, and Perfect Dark. And I guess I might as well get a little bit into some games I've already seen and heard of and played a lot, like Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, and Banjo-Tooie. Banjo-Tooie I've actually never played, but I've seen a lot of, and but still, still quite good. And there's of course a lot of arcade games, and arcadey games like Battletoads. So it sounds really good. So there's 4 games already come out that I'm quite interested in, and some of them are have a lot of value to them. Even Sunset Overdrive and Forza sandboxes, and then Halo is 4 games, and Rare Replay has basically a dozen games that I'm interested in. And then there's some games coming out on Xbox One that I'm interested in as well. So there's Crackdown 3, which, even if it doesn't live up to the hype where it's oh, you can break everything with the cloud and whatever, even if it's not quite like that, it still sounds really good. So I'm quite interested in that. Then there is Scalebound, which definitely stands out, with the kid with a dragon fighting big monsters, and the kid can fight some monsters too, and it's a pretty unique thing. And I hear it's made by directed basically by Shinji Mikami, who I think directed sort of Resident Evil 4, and I think it was Metal Gear Rising. So some really games that people say, wow, that's got great gameplay. So yeah, there's the 6 that I'm definitely pretty much gonna get. And then there's also one that I'm sort of iffy on, but if it's mostly that, slowing down time and all that cool stuff gameplay, then I will get Quantum Break. That's sort of an iffy one. I'd have to see more of it, read a review, but I'm pretty interested in it. Sounds pretty cool, I guess. So that's I guess 6.5 games that I'm interested in for the Xbox One. When I would get an Xbox One, well, it would probably be within 2 years, but it would be sooner than 2 years from now if it comes with if there's a way either a bundle or games with gold, which has improved Like now it's got like for Xbox One, Games with Gold has Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, so that sort of vertical slice of MGS5, pretty good, really nice. And also pretty recently had Rayman Legends as well. But of course but then again I already have those two games, but still, it's showing that it's got like Phil Spencer and all, they know that it's got to be all about the value, all about some really good games on the system. That's what it's all about. So either with Games with Gold or a bundle, so like maybe this Black Friday, two of the games I mentioned here, Sunset Overdrive, Halo Master Chief Collection, or Forza Horizon 2 or Rare Replay, two of those have to be in a bundle, and maybe a third game, I guess. Like if two of those, then I will get it. If it's one of those and then like a couple other games, then I'll probably get it too. Because hey, if they're pretty good games, then yeah, it sounds great. And I'd probably get the 500 gigabyte model rather than the 1 terabyte model because the extra space, don't really care about that, and I'd rather save the $50. It's not like I'm gonna download a whole lot of games, and I might just decide to delete them if I'm not too interested in them. Just saving up that space that's sort of limited, but I figure it's enough. So that's gonna be that. I'm definitely gonna get an Xbox One. So there's that. Another thing, just sort of going on tangent, quite just another topic. I've been playing New Super Mario Bros. U as well as New Super Mario Bros. 2 recently, and both of them are a lot of fun. I'm getting up there with the coins in Coin Rush and NSMB2, so that's a lot of fun, and then with the one in the Wii U, it's a lot of, like, I'm getting all the star coins, and it's quite challenging, and the levels are quite interesting, very varied. Each one stands out. It's really good, and I can't wait for Super Mario Maker. I think that would be my game of the year for this year because it's got tons of little tools and things to put in the game and mess around. Like note blocks and like mixing up the enemies with power-ups and all this crazy stuff. It sounds like a lot of fun. Tons of fun. So I already pre-ordered that, of course. So yeah, that's basically going to be it for this video, vlogging time, just talking about all that. Yeah, so I am going to get an Xbox One. It's pretty much a sure thing. Goodbye.